Where we left off, you're just finished clearing the ruins of Thunder Tree, slaying the dragon Venom Fang, and making your way out of town. You made it like 20 miles outside of town before it became night again, and you once again set up camp and spent the night sleeping and resting and recovering from your long journey and difficult fight through the village of Thunder Tree. Though you guys handled it very well and didn't struggle nearly as much as any of the other places you fought.
Oh yeah.
The sun rises on a new day. You once again start packing up camp, taking camp down. People are eating. Gerald wanders off into the forest a little bit and eats and then comes back. Any conversations the characters wish to have before they set off towards Last Light?
So what? We're like
Is it First Light or Last Light?
First Light. Are we
First
like a
Light.
day's travel away? Like we'll get there by the end of the day?
Yeah, you probably get there mid-afternoon.
So what are you guys thinking as far as how we're gonna, reconstruct things at the new castle? I guess it's not a new castle, but our castle. It's new to us.
I'm thinking we figure out if we can get a chrome dome on it. Very important. We got the dragon head here, so big dragon skull in the throne room. We also need to make a throne room.
Oh, you want it in like a throne room? I was picturing it at like the front entrance, so anyone who comes by sees that we've slain a dragon and doesn't want to fuck with us. But they might steal it.
Kind of the whole thing is like, how are we gonna secure this perimeter so that, kind of how we ended up doing, some random person just magically find the chrome dome and it's just like, I'm just gonna take all their shit because no one's here.
We're gonna have to hire guards for sure. Maybe we can hire the guards from Athenor that Gerald called for, but if not, I think we can hire some people probably from Neverwinter to, like, mercenaries and shit.
I mean, the soldiers will most likely stay there until I say otherwise.
Perfect.
Oh,
We
yeah.
don't even have to pay them. Just
What about
feed
giving
them, I
them
guess.
like food? Yeah, exactly. We
Yeah.
need sustainable
Us
food resources for them.
elves are quite efficient at hunting in the forest.
Also, there is a built-in kitchen and dining room in the place already, so if we can just clean it up and get all the goblin shit out, they'll have a place they can do all that stuff for themselves if they need to.
That makes sense to me.
Do we want to rename... I mean, what is our plan for Thunder Tree also? Like, do we want to try to have that be a town? Do we even want to bother trying to run a town, or should we just give that up to the Lord's Alliance or whoever comes through?
Well, I mean,
Is that too much responsibility? I say that as I know we're actively trying to get Frito as mayor of Phandelver. Do we want to even bother running a town?
and that's the point Gerald is going to bring up. Do we want to run 2 towns and a castle?
How
The
much...
kind of benefit of Thunder Tree, though, is its geography.
It's close to
compared to
Neverwinter.
Neverwinter. Yeah, I know it was a logging town previously. If we got that started up again, I mean,
Yeah.
shit, the fucking river do all the transportation for us. We wouldn't even need to carry shit back and forth.
That is a
So-
great idea, Frito. Because when we're done with the spider, once he's taken care of, I say the first thing we do is we head to Neverwinter and we just start hiring employees to come to Thunder Tree, and we can make like a whole trading area. We could actually try to make a road from Phandel. I mean, there is already a road, kind of, but a better road to Thunder Tree since it's been, out of order for so long.
I think too that we need a leader for Thunder Tree, and I cannot do that because it's going to look bad on my end
Yeah.
if I'm running for mayor of Phandalin while I'm also like, oh, I'm actually mayor of Thunder Tree too. So
Yeah.
one of you three, of Oris, Big Bobby, and Gerald, you guys should be the ringleader of Thunder Tree. I don't really know who that should be, but I have complete confidence in most of you.
I don't know if I'd be able to take up that mantle so much, as I'm not sure how available I'm going to be once, things get taken care of. I mean, consistently available. I'll still be around in the region.
Gerald brings up he has his own duties in his own country.
Well, Big Bobby, what do you think about being the leader of a town?
It could be a temporary thing as well. We're bound to find
It could be
somebody that wants that.
fairly available.
Yeah, but do you want a drug addict in charge of the town?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing too. Is like you have to get your substance abuse issues in order before. I mean, it'll be easier because there's no one really in Thunder Tree, but
Well,
it might not inspire confidence to see the mayor fighting ferns in the streets.
I mean,
Or maybe everyone hates ferns there now.
Robert, if at any point you want to kick your addiction, I could just cure you of your reliance on the substance.
How
Would that
about
get rid of my nightmares?
Potentially, I don't know whether it's psychosomatic or it's being induced by the drugs you're on.
what kind of nightmares do you have, Robert?
You know, the usual
Goblins?
goblins,
Wave Echo Cave?
bugbears, my dead mother calling me names.
Someone say bugbears. Fuck.
Bugbears.
Fuck.
Your dead mother calling you names. Names other than your own? Is your real name Robert? We haven't got. I'm not past that thing yet. Where it was told to us that your name is Rob People. I'm starting to believe that might not be your real name, but I'm willing to go
I feel
along
like
with
I
it.
told you when we first met that my name was Robert P. Pohl. Or at least Robert Pohl.
Yeah, you did say Robert Pohl. I forgot about that, though. That was literally 3 weeks ago.
What's the B in your middle name stand for?
Penelope.
Penelope.
Penelope? Penelope. That's a bar.
Named
I
after
have a
his
lot more
grandmother.
confidence in you now.
Robert Penelope Pohl.
Yes, sir.
Well, my suggestion was going to be that temporarily, whatever we're planning to do with Thunder Tree, we'll leave Frito out for now to keep his name clear. Me, Robert, and Gerald can be like the co-leaders for now until we find someone we feel comfortable putting in place, so we can be more, adventurous with our lives.
Be the wealthy benefactors of the town.
Protectors, benefactors, whatever word you want to go with. It'll be under the protection of the Lord's Alliance as long as they're allowing me to stay in that organization. Let's try not. I'm gonna try not to piss anybody off, but yeah, I sent a message to them, and hopefully I'll get a response from Gerald's hawk at some point. Giant hawk. So, what sort of ideas do we want to go for in terms of renaming the bish? I named First Light, so I feel like I should leave that one up to you guys. The city of Sheesil, or whatever the New Kyle City, Chrome Town.
Going to destroy Kyle.
When we show up and we're fighting the spider and we all keep calling him Kyle, he's gonna be so confused.
I feel like we can figure that out when we're
Working on it.
putting more stuff into it, yeah.
Okay, sure. Let's head off for First Light.
All right. You head off towards the ruins of what was once Cragmar Castle. You make it there mid-afternoon, and as you approach what you remembered to be a ruined castle, you see the castle gone. The elves picked it up and left. That's just a hole in the ground.
It got up and danced away.
You approach from the front of the castle where you saw your goblinish friend's head beheaded, and as you approach, you notice that a lot of the debris and ruin surrounding the castle has been cleared away.
Is the goblin head still there?
Nope, it is no longer there, and then flying above the entrance of the castle is give me a history check.
Is anyone?
Anyone.
Oh my god, a 10. Let's fucking go.
Natural 20 plus 2.
Yeah, you recognize the flag. It's the flag of Gerald's home country, Athenor. It's a silver tree on a background, and it's flapping from the entrance to the castle.
Ooh.
You notice that the upper parts of the castle that were destroyed before you got here are still. They haven't magically rebuilt the castle over
Right.
the course of 5 days, but they've cleared out the rubble, at least from the outside.
So the flag is flying high at the entrance that we're approaching? Like
Yes.
the main entrance?
Yeah.
Well, your people worked fast.
They do. They're quite efficient.
I just pictured them all wearing heavy-ass armor like you, so I thought it might take a little while, you know?
I mean, there are those higher up in the army who have the ability to create portals, so I'm sure they just got here quickly
What?
and then started getting to work. What do you mean, what? It's quite common in more magically skilled individuals, and elves live for quite a while.
Oh, absolutely. I've just never seen anything quite like it. Maybe we could take a portal.
I doubt they brought anyone skilled in that here, physically.
Well, your one man's doubt is another man's treasure, so let's go inside.
You tie up the oxen and the horses and the wagon, I assume.
Yeah.
As you start approaching the castle, the door opens up and you see a elven man dressed in high quality leather armor step out. Lieutenant Gerald! A fist goes over the chest and he starts bending slightly and then stops himself. It's good to see you, sir. Ah, yes. Lieutenant... Let's see if Gerald remembers.
Asshole!
He got a 21. Sergeant... fuck, no, I have to remember what I named this. Sergeant
Faulkner.
Lethal.
Sorry, say that again?
Lethal. It's, Lethal. Lethel. It's good to see you again. I'm glad you were able to accommodate my request and secure this castle for me and my compatriots. And you see that this elf for the first time sort of turns and looks at the rest of you.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive is this elf?
9.
Noted.
No.
But then again, at least in this world, I'm going more the Lord of the Rings route, so most elves are,
Okay.
like, for an elf, 9 is average.
Right, okay.
I don't know if that falls for the drows or not. For at least
Probably.
the surface elves.
Probably not what people on the surface think. Well... yeah, Lethal, you said your name was.
Lethal.
Lethal.
Well met, Lethal. I am Frito, and I want to echo the thanks that Gerald gave you of securing this castle.
Yes, we were quite glad to help the lieutenant in his efforts.
How many guards you got here?
Including myself, there is 50 of us.
What have you guys been up to while we've been... How long have you guys been here since we haven't been here?
Shit. How long ago did that message get sent out? Let me double back on the...
It got sent out after we dealt with...
So it was one...
It got sent out basically right after we dealt with Kragma, right?
So it's been 12 days, I believe. So they've been here for... We've been here for about 8 days. And we've been taking the time to clear out the rubble. We've cleared out all the fallen stone and debris from inside and patched the roof where necessary, and we've burned all the stuff the goblins left behind and their corpses in the lawn 5 days ago.
Oh, I've been noticing that the smells there's getting a bit better in here.
Yes, we added out as best we could, and we've brought our own elven furniture to replace everything.
Oh, this is incredible.
Yeah, it looks a lot better in here, that's for sure.
Yeah, he started leading you guys inside. You haven't just been standing at the front door this entire time. He starts showing you around, and you see where the goblin barracks used to be. There's now splendid elven beds. Sometimes they go 3 high, mainly just 2 high, and they put enough beds and rooms in here for the 50 people who are currently staying here. They've renovated the dining room, so there's more benches, and the fireplace is better done.
Oh my gosh. What's storage like in here? How much storage do we have? Like, space, I mean.
Well, the 2 areas that the goblins were using, it seemed like, for storage. One we converted, we've just been using those 2 mainly. Though we moved them, a little bit. So here, I'll just drag you guys back to Crackmore. Okay. So all this, like, rubble.
Oh my god.
All this, all the dead people are gone. And then all this debris and stuff, they moved out and repaired the walls where necessary and stuff like that.
Okay.
Even
inside?
Even inside. The upper floors, because I believe this was once quite a bigger castle than it even was when the goblins took over. Yeah, the upper levels have long since collapsed, so it was maybe 1 or 2 stories higher. Those haven't been rebuilt, nor have the towers been fully rebuilt, but the first floor of the castle has... pretty much been brought back to pristine condition.
Lethal, have you...
Sorry, just to continue your...
The tour.
Question. Yes. So before the goblins were using this central area with like the dirt path. So this is storage for the most part. And then they've turned this tower down here into storage.
Mm.
Uh,
And where have they made the bedrooms?
so mainly the sleeping areas are now over here as well as over here. Um, and then they renovated the shrine. They didn't turn it into anything else yet, but they always could if you wanted them to. They were trying to be.
They done anything with this room?
Ye- I was gonna say there's 50 of them, so they probably also turned this into more living space. And then this has sort of been renovated into the kitchen. Uh, this is still the dining room. Uh,
What have you done with the secret exit that the goblins made in that storeroom?
they've boarded it. It's now just a wall once again. And then they sort of have the armory stuff in this central area.
What kind of stuff do they have?
It's just the equipment they themselves brought. So there's a bunch of longbows, a lot of leather armor, a few short swords, a
Elvish
whole lot
stuff.
of arrow. Yeah, glaives. If you know what those are, they're like long spears, I think.
Okay. Is there any area of this place you haven't used yet
We haven't.
or taken up?
There's this area over here. They haven't done anything with. They haven't done anything with the main entrance hall because it's the main entrance hall, and they haven't done a temple area.
Okay, fellas, do we want to set up our... I was kind of hoping to use the former Gundren holding place as like a war room, but since they're using it to sleep, do we want to turn the shrine into our war room?
There's 50 of them, so.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
So you wish for us to convert the former shrine into your living quarters and meeting room?
Yeah, and we have a bunch of stuff. So, is it fine if we mix our things in with the stuff you're storing, or should we keep it in our
Yes.
place?
We can get some crates out, mark them with your guys' symbol, and put them in the storage room if you wish us to.
Because I was also thinking, if you guys could make some bookshelves, my boy Robert over here is probably gonna start up a library at some point.
Yeah, why don't you write
Unless
a
I'm
list
thinking
of-
about his Baldur's Gate character.
You are, 100%.
I love books.
Fuck.
If you have, like, a list of what you want them to improve, they can start working on it, as long as it's not, like, too crazy. Yes, we'll, put some beds in, this area here, and then we'll turn the area up here into your meeting room.
And did you guys come here on horses?
To get here quickly, as Gerald seemed to require, we portaled here, but we portaled here, but
But eventually you'll need horses.
or we'll take the forest ways back.
Well, I was just saying, if you have an extra wood, or if you get extra wood, you could build some sort of stable outside. That could be something that would be very useful. They clean the bedrooms, they have storage area, they have guards patrolling, they have an armory. This place doesn't have a basement, does it?
No, it does not. Though, we could try to start clearing the upper floors, but we do not necessarily have the mason skills to fully rebuild a castle. We can do some of the minor repairs on the inside, because it's mostly all here.
Yeah, do what you
And
feel
with
comfortable
some
doing. Don't go too
Mending
crazy.
spells thrown around, it can get the walls rebuilt, but building an entire floor of a castle is a little out of the mending spells.
That's fine. We don't need it
Find some
completely-
actual masons.
Yeah, exactly. After we deal with Kyle, we'll find a mason.
But woodwork we're quite good at. Kyle? Who is this Kyle?
Oh, that was a name joke, sorry.
He's a master of evil.
Well, he's a master of good, sadly. He's too good.
Well, I hope you succeed in your endeavors. sir.
Thank you.
We killed a dragon.
That is quite impressive.
Yeah, you wanna...
Yeah, we have its head. Can someone help me haul it inside?
Yes, you see,
Maybe you can hook this up in our war room.
he sort of whistles, and an elf comes in. Sir, so there's a lot of these elves, and they all sound roughly the same.
Oh,
Yes, this gentleman here has a dragon skull he needs help bringing in.
What's your name, soldier? Name and rank.
Hey, private parts.
Private Penelope. What?
Uh,
Private Kyle. Kill him! Makes no sense.
Execute him.
Quickly! Every Kyle! The Antichrist! The Antichrist
Sorry,
against Jesus Chrome, our Lord and Savior.
you know what I should have pulled up? I should have just had a elf name generator ready for this.
Jesus
gonna-
Chrome.
My name is Haldia.
Damn right.
Hull? Like the animal.
No, it's Haldir.
Oh,
So,
nice
yeah,
to
like
meet
the
you,
animal.
Hell dear. Alright. On with you. Get the head in there.
I had a nightmare about a deer in my hall once.
Yeah, was it calling you names like your mom?
Surprisingly, yes.
This is why you don't share things with Oris. Sorry.
You see, he leaves, and yeah, he leaves.
Alright, so he and Robert
Fantastic.
drag the head in, or what? Or he does it by himself?
Is Robert going with him?
Yeah, I'll go.
You follow him, and you see he collects like 9 other elven soldiers here, and they go out
yeah.
to the head with you.
Lethal.
Yes.
What's the food situation? How have you guys been sustaining yourselves with food and water and such?
Well, we brought some supplies with us. For water, I mean, we just conjure water in a bucket and drink it.
Oh, that's
Yeah, it's
useful.
more secure and safe and sanitary than a lot of the other local options.
What about bathroom?
Um,
Just going outside,
The poop
Yeah.
closet.
digging holes. Oh yeah, what did you guys do with... Yeah, actually, I don't want to know.
yes,
That's the question for a different man.
they've built like a latrine outside. It's all sanitary. They're very good at doing what they do.
Fucking elves, man. They're too good at everything.
No, this is a professional army. You think they don't know how to dig a latrine so they don't all get dysentery?
Well, that's fair. All right. This is great. You guys are doing a hell of a job. Far better. I had high expectations for Gerald's people, knowing Gerald, but you've exceeded them, even so.
I'm glad to hear that you think so highly of us and of the lieutenant.
Saved my life many a time. Probably has never been saved by any of us. Well, actually, I did revive him from actually dying at one point. That was pretty cool.
Oh.
Other than that, yes, you should hear the
Well,
story
I
about
thank you for
Frito
that.
and how he literally risked his goddamn life to get all 3 of us back alive.
Oh, I mean,
It seems
I'm
like
not gonna toot my own horn that much.
I'll
All
toot it
have
for
been
you.
quite
He
a
is a
lot.
legend among my me.
the
I was gonna say my
legend to you.
tribe, but I don't have a fucking tribe. My mental tribe, which is me, myself, and I.
Well, is there anything else we can prepare and sort of work on here for all of you?
You got any ideas, Frito?
None that come to mind currently. I mean,
The shrine area that we're going to be taking up. Do you think that actually I probably have this in my notes. Tamora, Ugma, Mistra, and Lathander are the statues in the shrine room. What is Ugma?
Religion check?
Goblin god.
My dice. +2, 19.
The god of knowledge.
The god of knowledge.
You're in our garage.
The god of knowledge. Okay. Well, I was just Frito is a worshiper of Timora, correct?
yes, that is correct.
So we can keep that statue. The other ones, we might as well keep them around for now.
Yes.
It's kind of fucked up to like rip a religious statue out of a shrine room.
I believe they're also all
Lovers.
like in the ceiling. Like they're not like on the floor, they're up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay.
They're like gargoyles.
Yeah.
Oh, lighting. What are we doing for lighting in this place?
Torches mainly so far.
Okay. If you have any way of magically lighting the place, and I don't mean constantly casting spells, but, you know, the smell of fire can get to me sometimes. I don't have a lot of that down under.
I don't think we have a skilled enough enchanter to make light crystals to put everywhere.
That might be a Gundren thing, then.
Are the statues in the shrine or in the war room?
They will be in your bedroom.
Okay.
The shrine is our war room.
There are still they're the same gods are like carved on the shrine in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
They probably also won't like the altar, so they probably won't move the altar. They might put the table on the altar,
Ah, yeah.
just because they don't want to offend any gods by like removing their stuff.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's try to keep all the gaze of the gods far away from this. The gaze.
Oh, the what?
Sorry, the view, the eyesight. I hate you, Robert. I
I
hate
was
you.
confused for a second there, asking questions to Boris.
All right. Well, anyone have a?
Was there anything else we can help with?
I think that's it for me.
Well, if
We're gonna
that's
head
the
off
case,
to Phandelver. Probably sleep here tonight and then head off to Phandelver.
well, feel free to join us for our evening meal.
I
Sir,
look forward to it.
Y'all
you see,
probably
he
gonna
sort of
eat.
salutes Gerald again. Sir, it's nice to see you as always. You as well, Lethal. He excuses himself. You guys sort of ended up in the shrine after the tour, and he excuses himself to get back to his duties of maintaining a castle.
When he's
Switch
walking
over-
away, Oris is visibly biting his lower lip.
Ah,
I hear elven
Right.
food is bussin'.
if you like the food they make, yes.
There's not much
Um,
surface food I like, but
Oh, one thing you all probably noticed is,
a giant monster staring right at you.
with that natural 20 history, and based on what you've seen, you know this is a kingdom of high elves.
Oh, Athenor is?
Yeah.
Cool. Wait,
Switching
high
over-
elves?
Yes.
Gerald? Are you a high elf?
Gerald, remains silent on that matter.
Guys, I think he's a high elf.
My father is.
Ugh.
What are you, some sort of bastard? Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Language.
Sorry.
No, I am.
Born out of
not
wedlock,
a
piece of
bastard.
shit.
I'm not a bastard, Oris.
Okay. I wouldn't care if you were.
Are you a bastard, Gerald?
That is the dumbest question you could have asked in this situation.
You're not even here, Robert, so.
Robert's
mumbling
slamming his
myself
head into
outside.
the wall. He's looking
switching
at another
over,
painting.
Robert, you walk out and they see the skull of Venom Fang on the wagon. Is this what you need moved?
Yes, sir.
And what specifically where would you like it?
In the room outside the shrine, ideally.
In the antechamber for the shrine.
Yes, the antechamber.
Right. Alright, men, you heard him. You see these elves walk over, all 10 of them, lift up the skull and start moving it inside.
All right.
You follow them and they bring it into the room. So the three of you inside, you just saw Lethal leave, and then you see the door open and this dragon skull gets carried inside. It's like sideways, they're trying to like angle it through the smaller door than the dragon skull. But they eventually get it into the room.
Well done, boys.
They sort of nod and get back to doing their other tasks.
I'm not gonna lie, fellas. I could get used to this.
Into the good life.
Well, what do we do now? I mean, shit. They've kind of figured out all the stuff we need to do. That's the one thing I don't like about elves, is they make you feel like you're not important. I say that as a type of elf.
As an elf, I feel unimportant when other elves do stuff for me.
Making me feel bad
Stop
about myself.
that.
We should probably talk about what our plans are once we get back to Phandelver. You know what I mean? Especially you, Frito, considering you've sort of become the face of our rebellion against Harbin.
We convince the people to force him to go to Wave Echo Cave to prove his worth. And
Not a
he
bad
dies
idea.
there.
I mean, obviously Gundren's going to want to come with us. I'm sure we could convince Sildar to come along and help protect us. I was also thinking maybe, since we've done a task for her, maybe we can convince Gariel to come along and be a healer for us, since Gerald should probably be more of a tank. And then maybe Finn? I don't know. There's not many people I think we could actually convince to come with us.
One thing I know about Phandelver is a lot of people there are not built
Fighters.
for fighting. So
Yeah.
we can definitely talk to some people.
Yeah, and also, I mean, partly, we should be a little bit worried in terms of, like, bringing... We shouldn't bring people that are just gonna die immediately, you know what I mean?
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Like, we don't want to bring just, like, bodies to take damage for us. I mean, if I was completely evil and totally trying to take over the world, maybe I would do something like that, but I'm not. I'm not Kyle. Do I look like a Kyle?
Yeah, we
Wait.
hate Kyle.
Do I look like a
Yeah, I didn't think you were Kyle at first, but you said that, and now I'm questioning.
Now I think I'm Kyle. I'm scared. Anyway,
Kill him.
I'm keeping an eye on you.
let's continue to work under the assumption I'm not Kyle.
Okay.
For now. If I start to show signs of Kyle, do what you must. I think we should definitely talk to Sildar and Gundren about the dragon cultists we discovered at Thunder Tree and sort of what they're after. Like, this is something after the spider that we may want to look into, whatever their deal is. As a Chrome Lord, I'm not a fan of the dragon cultists, to be honest. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Chrome Lords.
I haven't. What is that?
It's a group of awesome people doing awesome things across the Forgotten Realms. They're new.
Oh, wow.
They were just born. The members are me, you, and Frito. And Gerald, obviously.
Oh.
If Gerald wants to join. I haven't heard him say he's a Chrome Lord.
Well, that's good, because my next question was going to be, how do I join?
He's the most Chrome of all of us, but he's the one that has said the least about the Chrome Lords.
How is Gerald the most chrome?
He's just metal, isn't he?
Yeah, he does wear a lot of armor.
We can also tell them, Frito, about the bounty hunter, Lenny, that's sort of been hunting you, or hunting us, for the spider. Just something
I
to
hate
keep
that
on their
guy.
radar. Other than that, we just gotta sell our shit, maybe check the town master's hall for more bounties, and
That is one thing. Is there anything while you're here that you are putting in storage?
good question. What kind of shit do we all have? Oh, Robert, I wanted to give you something.
A kiss?
I can do that as well, since I am your wife, but I have
Yes.
a silent spell scroll, which I technically could use if I rolled a die high, but one of the scrolls it's used for is music people, so I wanted to give it to you, because you can actually use it.
Oh,
So you can add a silent spell scroll, which I think is
fantastic. I am a music person.
a second level spell. Yes, what are those people called again? Performers or something?
I think music people is the medical term.
Okay.
I think it's bard.
What?
Bards.
Like barbed wire, or?
Like
That's the type of thing
great
a bastard would
bard
say, Gerald. You're scaring me a
William
little bit.
Shakespeare.
The only thing
Billy
worse than a bastard
Shakespeare.
is a Kyle. You're on a thin line, mate. Thin ice, I mean. Anyway, I'm hungry for dinner. I don't know about you guys.
I'm starving.
Yeah.
So is there anything anybody is leaving behind here?
I'll leave my Cult of the Dragon mask in storage.
All right.
So
If
are you writing that stuff down, or are we?
we can create a Google Doc that has last light and what you've kept there. Let's take a little bit of time for you guys to put what you want to put in here.
I'll edit it later because it's a lot of weapons.
Yeah, you guys figure it out
I
there.
have to look through every single notepad document I have to figure out which one is right.
Fair enough.
Just name them better.
No.
So, as you guys are discussing plans and putting stuff from the wagon and putting stuff in crates and storing it here for later use, the soldier from earlier, Chaldea, approaches and is like, "Oh, just to let all of you know, we are now having dinner in the dining hall, if you so wish to join."
I grab his hand. Take me.
All right. And he leads all of you into the dining room.
Wasn't even high school any.
There's only about 20 elves in here at the moment. Not everyone eats all at the same time, just because the room isn't big enough, and people still need to be watching out for stuff and guarding the wall and patrolling and stuff. Well, it's great for all of you to join us. We got some well done venison and some different berries and mushroom salad, I guess, that they dug up and found, and then. That is mainly what we're having for dinner tonight.
Smells incredible.
And some bread and stuff as well.
Thank you so much. Who's the chef? I must thank.
We all chip in at different moments.
I guess I'm just gonna have to thank all of you one by one.
Okay.
Urs has a big smile on his face. He kind of likes that he's making these people uncomfortable.
Anyway, you guys sit down, have a meal. I got a 17 for how well the food is cooked, so
You got a 17?
this is very good venison and meal, and the prep, they've done a wonderful job. It's probably some of the best deer any of you have ever eaten. For Oris, this is probably the first deer you've ever eaten.
They taste like this?
Yes, if done well.
I look at Robert.
They're not well done, but they've been made.
I look at the deer the way Robert looks at ferns.
Like you want to fight it?
I guess a little bit different. I want to kill it and then eat it.
I offer Oris some of my drink.
Why?
With a big toothy smile.
Fuck it. I drink it.
Is it laced with anything?
Some of my Slither still powder, yeah.
Alright, give me a con save. Oris.
The fuck is in this, man?
You don't like it?
That's gonna be a 4.
Yeah, you immediately get high. Like, it touches your lips and you're out. You're just out of your mind.
Robbie, my boy. Robbie, I've gone blind.
Yes, my... Oh no, that's not supposed to happen.
I stand up. I'm gonna go to bed.
Me, my wife needs to retire for the evening.
Gerald
You're either with me or you're against me. I start
Gerald
screaming as
stands
I
up
walk
and,
away.
like, grabs onto you and sort of helps you get back to your room.
Oh, Gerald, you're so strong.
And then you feel, once you get back to where you guys are staying, you feel his magic course through you and you get cured of your high.
I think Robert drugged me.
Yeah, most likely.
What the fuck, man? Well, he's not here.
Frito's gonna look around with embarrassment that his 2 of his main compatriots are just gooped out of their fucking minds.
Robert's normal.
I'm handling it pretty well.
Yeah.
Hey, Gerald, you can go back to dinner. I think I'm just gonna take an early night.
That's alright. I've eaten my fill.
Okay. Actually, I'm not quite tired yet. I think I'm gonna go for a walk around outside. See you in the morning.
Let's see you.
Come on, Tip. I'm gonna go outside.
Yep. You head on outside. The evening goes relatively well. You eat your fill. Eventually, you head to bed. Is there anything you wanted to accomplish while you were outside?
I'm gonna go meditate by a tree and see if I can communicate with my queen.
All right. Robert and Frito. Anything you wish to do while you're eating dinner?
I'm gonna perform a gong solo, and that is the main thing.
Give me performance.
Frito's gonna talk with just the squad members around, kind of get a feel for how everyone is morale-wise.
Speaking with them, you get the feeling that they're all in pretty high morale.
Frito's actually a good leader.
Natural 20, I'm bringing it to a 25.
This is by far the best gong solo anyone in this room has ever heard.
Damn right.
So everyone starts dancing a little bit to your music. And you make the evening that much better. Eventually, some of the elves leave and different elves replace them as they change shifts and everyone gets a chance to eat. You head outside and you find a good tree to sit down and meditate at. You sit down, collect your mind, and put your thoughts together. You start trying to reach out to your patron. Give me religion. See if she's paying attention.
She is not. That's a 7.
Unfortunately, as you try to reach out, you do not get anything back in return.
All right, I open my eyes. I get up. I look at Tip. She's busy, and start walking back towards the.
He's sort of shuffling behind you. Tip.
Yes, you are.
Eventually, everyone sort of calls it a night and goes to sleep.
Have they brought beds into our little area?
Or
are we sleeping in their rooms?
Not yet. You guys are on bed rolls, I would say, in what is going to be your room. I haven't had a chance to build beds. You wake up in the morning. Everyone can take a long rest, obviously. Is there anything you wish to accomplish?
Well, I was going to talk to that sexy elf about his backstory, but then Robert drugged me, so I don't think I'm going to do that now. I'm ready to go when you guys are. I'm itching to get back to Phandelver.
I'm also ready to go when you are.
You're always ready, Gerald, and that's what I like about you. That's why we work so well together.
All right. You set out. The cart is much lighter than it was, no longer laden down with the weapons collected by Robert.
And a big-ass dragon skull.
and a big ass dragon skull as well. And you set off.
I make
back
sure that
to
we all have manners and say goodbye
Phandelver.
to the elves and stuff.
They all nod at you, salute at Gerald.
Keep First Light safe.
Will
Filthy
do.
knife ears.
I like how you say that, but then everyone in your party is an elf.
Did you say filthy knife ears? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? You're an air person. You're made of farts.
Right. And then because of the fart, you can't quite make it back to Phandalin today. You camp just outside of town for the evening. Let me.
What's worse is that my ears are pointed as well.
It was self-hate.
Make your way. You're about 5 miles outside of Phandalin when it becomes too dark for you guys to continue to travel. So you set up camp, exhausted from the long day's journey, and have another rest.
Ooh, it's cold.
Yes, it is.
Robert, are we going to talk about how you drugged me back there?
Would you like to talk about it?
I feel like I kind of want to talk about it, considering I did the nice thing of giving you a spell scroll, and then you repaid my niceties by giving me illicit drinks. I mean, I took it, but knowing it was probably laced, but still, it feels fucked up you didn't tell me. Is that how you get your magic, through the drugs?
No. If anything, it dampens the magic.
Oh. Where does your magic come from?
I don't know.
You don't even know where your magic comes from.
Yeah.
Do you know where you got your magic from, Frito?
You have to get kind of crafty when you're living on the streets. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, that's a good answer. It's kind of
Well,
concerning that Robert doesn't know how he has this power. I know how I got my power.
You gonna tell us?
I mean, are you interested in knowing?
Yes.
Yes.
I said it first. Fuck you, Andrew.
It's kind of a bit of a sob story, so I don't know if you're ready for that. I've been pretty badass this whole time. I wouldn't want to ruin how you view me, but I will. So obviously I'm a drow.
What?
Believe it or not, yes I am. I am, Robert. Trust me. And drow typically come from the Underdark, but I was born on the surface. Down in the Underdark, my mother had gotten ill during the process of childbearing, so my father took her to a wizard healer in Athkatla, one of the major cities in Faerun. The magic was strong enough to keep her alive, though my birth sort of left her in a state of both physical and mental weakness, and at some point in my adolescence, I believe my father said she just simply wandered off out of the city and was never seen again. A few years after that, me and my father were employed on board some sort of merchant ship. I was very young. I still didn't really understand what was going on. I just knew that if I work, I get to eat. Somewhere off the coast of the Cloud Peaks, we were working with a small group of people, bringing trade goods to and fro, but our ship was attacked by a great sea beast. I don't know if you've ever heard of a kraken before.
Of course.
Only in the local happy house.
Different kind of kraken.
Yeah, I would presume.
If it wasn't, that'd be even scarier. Yeah, that was when I lost my father to the depths, and I also started to drown. I thought I was going to die, but then I heard a voice speak out to me in my mind, and it was my queen of air and darkness, the Archfey, Oril Frostmaiden. She promised to save me by magically transporting me to a quote-unquote safe place in the Underdark, where her followers, the Unseelie, reign. Once there, she would allow me to live out the rest of my childhood in peace, with one condition. I had to train under the Unseelie's supervision in the arcane gifts that the Dark Queen gave me. So my powers are not technically natural. They come from a different creature. And I did this until I became an adult. Past that point, I was sworn to serve the Dark Queen by assisting in searching for the many magical artifacts that I've spoken of. Before I left the Underdark this last time, the court bestowed upon me this magically cursed blade, the Wraith that I have been fighting with. According to them, it's the first half of a even larger blade, which, when combined, was wielded by Lord Oberon, who's another Archfey, I guess. But obviously I only have one of the halves. So my mission was to discover the location of the other half of the blade, which is called the Shadow, and Oril sent me to Phandalin for this very reason. I met up with, Duran. He's a former Unseelie, if you didn't know. And I began to follow the clues, which now points me to where we're all going, Wave Echo Cave.
Ooh.
Makes sense why you've stuck around for so long.
I'm not gonna lie, I have questioned myself quite a bit in the last week, and I'm sure I've done it out loud as much as I have done it in my head. And I kind of find myself at a crossroads where I'm unsure if I'm fit for what lies ahead. I wonder at times if it's even best if I follow you at all to Wave Echo Cave, or if I should just let you all do it on your own.
Well, but if
There are
you don't
magical
come with-
things in there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the thing, though. All of my purpose in this life has been attached to the Unseelie. But the Unseelie are not always as righteous as I would like them to be. Everything I do, everything I plan or come up with, it always ends up getting people hurt. Like when I walked into the dragon's lair without knocking and nearly got Frito killed immediately. That was me not thinking, me being reckless. I told us not to attempt to talk to that red wizard, and it nearly destroyed the entire group. It took Frito literally risking his life to make up for my bad call. I ran from the bugbears when they attacked us at Wyvern Tor. I got lightning bolted by Glassstaff before any of you had a chance to act. And the very first thing I did when I met you guys was drag Robert into a room full of wolves and sick them on the entire team. Because I don't think. I just get people hurt, I get them killed. And this is not a new occurrence. This is a series of mistakes that dates back to my time in the Unseelie.
It is what it is. You can't change the past, man. All you can do is look forward. And perhaps in finding the second half of your wraith, that would give you closure in this part of your life.
I wish I could see things differently, Frito. I really do. If anything, your courage to go off with that impossible task and not just ride away from the Banshee and save yourself, it gave me a different perspective. You risked your life without hesitation to save us. I cannot say I would have done the same in your boots.
Oh, I appreciate you being honest about that. Even though we've all only known each other for a short period of time, I feel our bond is quite absolute, as the trauma we have all endured together has brought us closer.
And I truly do view you all as friends. And that's the scariest part. Because when people get close, when you do something to hurt them, hurts even more.
It can be true, but that also should not stop you. You must learn to have discipline. We all fight our demons. Big Bobby and his drug use, and the ferns that ail him on a daily basis. Me, I don't really trust anyone. I like you guys. I just don't really trust anyone in general. So, you've been very vulnerable in this point. Gerald, he's completely a fish out of water to some extent outside his own continent. Perhaps it's all these flaws we share and have that also unite our bond even further.
Frito, you make becoming a better person look so easy, yet it is a difficult task, maybe the most difficult.
A lot of it is how you present yourself. On the outside, I might look dashing and handsome, and of course I am, but, internally, I am feeling many of the same struggles that you do. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When the Red Wizard told me to go talk to the Banshee, I thought, well, time to go back and just abandon all of you. But, contemplating things is you have the inner thinkings that can control you, can influence your next decisions, but those decisions are not final until they are. Perhaps there's a better way of saying that, but you can't get so caught up in what has happened and use it to determine what will happen.
It's just hard when I care about you all, and you're not the first group that I've traveled with that I cared about, and the last time it ended in decisions I'm not proud of. But in the Unseelie, as long as you complete the task, as long as you bring back the Queen her prize, that's all she cares about. There's no shame in sacrificing others, and I just don't know if I can go through with that again. If she contacts me and says, "Oh, here's the cave, time to go rogue," I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I doubt that she would say that, considering then you would be thrown into a potential 1v dozens of enemies, potentially. We really don't know what we're getting into in facing the spider, so... I mean,
Let's just
she
say
probably...
the queen has far more faith in me than I do.
Yes, well, she sees potential in you. She sees that you are great, and you can become even greater. You know, maybe this is our last journey, going to Wave Echo Cave. We can't really determine what's coming next, but all we can determine is that Wave Echo Cave is, for right now, the final destination.
I appreciate your words, Frito. You will make an incredible leader of Phandelver.
I hope so. I mean, let's not act like I don't have a massive stake in this whole ordeal as well. I mean, going to Wave Echo Cave, removing it from evil control and returning much of its influence to Phandelver, pretty much fully guarantee that I would win election as a mayoral position, so I cannot act like I am acting solely out of the kindness of my heart.
Yes, I suppose that at a certain point none of us truly are. I can't tell you how much of a mindfuck it was when Sildar offered me a spot in the Lord's Alliance. I have no idea what I did to deserve that, but I'm gonna try to make good on it, because clearly he saw something in me that I do not see within myself. Robert, you've been quite quiet this whole time. He's like halfway through a bag of Slither still.
High off my gourd, and there are a lot of scary things going on.
Of course. Well, don't let me bother you. See you all in the morning.
In the morning.
Did you always have 3 arms?
I just roll over and go to sleep. Or meditate.
You
We're
spend the
really
night?
not supportive of Robert at all.
Nope.
Like, me and Frito are, like, dealing with our traumas in the corner, and Robert's just like, holy shit, you guys see there's 2 moons up here? What the fuck?
Has that always been there?
Robert, shut up! Gerald
going
just
to
slowly
wait.
walks out into the field and drags you back into camp.
Oh!
Gerald spends an unusual amount of his lay on hands to just make sure Robert isn't killing himself.
Stay sober until the cave, Robert, please. Please!